You are a 15-year-old girl helping your family in the cotton fields of your small village in Hunan province. In the early morning hours, as dewdrops touch your toes, you hear your mother's voice calling. But today, there's something different in her voice. Fear, anxiety, perhaps desperation. You hear strange sounds at the front door. Unfamiliar male voices, metal clinking. The dull sound of horse hooves on cobblestone. When you run home from the cotton field, the scene you witness makes your heart stop. Government officials dressed in gold-embroidered robes with dragon motifs, stern-faced female escorts, and other young girls older than you, with hope extinguished in their eyes. Your mother has collapsed to her knees, pleading through tears. Your father hangs his head, defeated like a mouse in an eagle's talons. Mei Lin, whispers one of the government officials, his voice containing neither mercy nor hatred, only cold. Professionalism. You have been selected for the Emperor's service. This is a great honor. But you cannot understand what honor means. Because your mother's screams, your father's helpless gaze, and the horror in the other girl's eyes tell you, this is not honor. This is the disaster that will tear you away from everything you've prepared for your entire life. Opening the doors to a world no one outside your family knows about. Before diving into this unforgettable journey through history's hidden pages, if you enjoy learning about the hidden truths of history, consider hitting that like button and subscribing for more content like this. Also, please let me know in the comments where you're listening from. I find it incredible that we're exploring these ancient stories together from different parts of the world, connected across time and space by our shared curiosity about the past. To understand the Chinese Empire's harem system, we must first grasp the logic behind it. Every woman walking through the marble corridors of the Forbidden City is not just an individual, but also a potential instrument to ensure the dynasty's continuation. You, Mei Lin, now occupy the lowest level of this system. The journey away from your village is a nightmare. Together with other selected girls, you travel for days in wooden-wheeled carts. Each day you move further away from the only life you've known. Li Wei, a girl sitting beside you, who is only 1 year older, has a kind of acceptance in her eyes that you haven't seen yet. My sister was also selected 5 years ago, Li Wei whispers, her voice containing neither pride nor sadness. She used to send silver to our family every month. Then the letter stopped. We don't mention her name anymore. These words pierce your heart like nails, because you can't yet fully grasp the reality of this system. The road to the Forbidden City is a one-way path for most women. The sight of Beijing is beyond anything you've seen in your life. Massive walls, red roofs, golden decorations. But behind this splendor lies a darkness you haven't yet noticed. Standing before the gates of the Forbidden City. No. You don't know how different the life awaiting you behind those ironclad massive doors will be. On the first day, they take you to the concubine training palace. This is an area surrounded by high walls where hundreds of young women live. Here, there's a systematic training program to make you worthy of the Emperor's service. But this training is not the kind you imagined. You wake up at 4:30 a.m. because women in the Emperor's service must be ready before sunrise. The first lesson is the art of movement. How you'll walk, how you'll sit, how you'll bow, how you'll hold your hands, all taught with millimetric precision. Your steps are too large, says the elderly teacher, Zhang Mama, her voice containing no tolerance. In the Emperor's presence, your steps must be silent and graceful like a silkworm. Otherwise, they'll break your foot. This last sentence is not a threat, but a fact. Because here, perfection is the only way to survive. The second part of the day continues with the lesson, understanding the Emperor's pleasures. This isn't just music, poetry, or painting. Understanding the Emperor's mood, predicting his desires, calming his anger, capturing his attention, these are all vital skills. If the Emperor is happy, you can be happy too, explains Zhang Mama. But if the Emperor is unhappy, you will be unhappy too. If the Emperor is angry, she doesn't finish the sentence. But the expression in her eyes explains everything. In the afternoon, the most difficult lesson begins. Understanding and dealing with rival women. because in the Forbidden City, every woman is a potential enemy of another. To capture the emperor's attention, you must defeat other women. But this isn't open warfare. It's a secret game. Wang Mei, 3 years older than you and already here for a year, approaches you, smiles, and shows friendship. But Li Wei whispers to you, Wang Mei had put poison in another girl's hair last month. The girl died 3 days later, but nothing could be proven. This is your first lesson. Here, even the person you trust most can kill you in the 3rd month of training. You begin special services class. This lesson is the first step in breaking you spiritually. Because here, you're not just learning to play music or recite poetry, you're learning how to satisfy the emperor's more personal desires. Remember Warren's Jong Mama in The Emperor's? Presence, your own desires, your own feelings, your own pain don't matter. You are merely a tool to provide his pleasure. Asterisk, asterisk. These words are the beginning of the systematic destruction of your identity. Because here you cannot live as Mei Lin. You can only exist as the emperor's servant. But the 4th month continues. With palace rules and punishment system training, these rules control every moment of your daily life. Everything from how you breathe to how you sleep is regulated. Rule 1. Never make direct eye contact in the emperor's presence. Always keep your eyes downcast. Rule 2. When the emperor asks something of you, never say no, because saying no means death. Rule 3. Make friends with other women, but never trust them, because the person who will kill you tomorrow might be your closest friend today. Rule 4. If you're pregnant, report it immediately. But if you lose your pregnancy, accept that it's your fault. Rule 5. If the emperor doesn't like you, quietly disappear, because women he doesn't like usually die accidentally. The punishments for violating these rules are inhuman. Minor violations result in finger breaking. Major violations, Jong Mama doesn't explain, but you learn from other girls' whispers. Slow poison, accidental falls, or simply disappearing one day. The 5th month begins the most terrible training, rival elimination. This isn't direct killing, but they teach you ways to push rival women out of the system. False accusations, poisonous gossip, fake evidence. Here to survive, you must kill others. Su Lan, 1 year younger than you and very beautiful. But her beauty makes her dangerous, because she might catch the emperor's attention. Wang Mei approaches you and proposes a plan. If you put a small substance in Su Lan's food, her beauty will fade. No one will understand, but you'll be safer. This moment is a turning point for you, because here you'll either be a victim or a killer. There's no third option. The 6th month begins with the emperor's personal preferences class. This means learning the special desires of the current emperor Kangxi. What music he likes, what colors he prefers, what scents he hates, but most importantly, how to make him happy. Emperor Kangxi especially loves women who sing, explains Zhang Mama. But women with poor voices, he doesn't like very much. This is a coded message, because it doesn't like very much actually means kills. The 7th month, you've become a different person. That innocent girl from your village has been replaced by a calculating, cold woman who will risk everything to survive. When you look in mirrors, you see an expression in your eyes that you don't recognize. This is the cold acceptance you saw in victims' eyes. The 8th month begins real-world simulation. This is the final preparation before you and other girls appear before the real emperor. In the presence of a fake emperor, you practice everything you've learned. But even in this simulation, mistakes have deadly consequences. Ling Hua makes a small mistake during dance. The fake emperor immediately punishes her. Ling Hua disappears that night. When morning comes, no one mentions her name, as if she never existed. This is your final lesson. Here, mistakes are not forgiven. Women who make mistakes are eliminated. The 9th month, you're now considered ready. But being ready means the complete destruction of your identity. You're no longer Mei Lin. You're just concubine number 32. The 10th month, you finally appear before the emperor. But this isn't like you imagined. In a massive hall, among hundreds of women, you're just waiting as a number. The emperor, old, tired, with neither love nor interest in his eyes, he's just deciding which woman to choose that day. Number 32 calls a eunuch. The emperor has chosen you. This moment is the most critical of your life, because tonight you'll either become valuable in the emperor's eyes, or you'll disappear tomorrow morning. You're taken to the emperor's private chambers. This place is gold decorated, silk curtained, jewel adorned, but also cold and frightening. The emperor examines you for a long time, then asks a very simple question. What is your name? Oh. You answer as you were trained. Your Majesty, I am just a slave in your service. My name is whatever you say it is. The emperor is pleased with this answer, because he doesn't want women with personality, only tools that obey him. That night, your childhood innocent story ends. Because in the emperor's service, innocence is not luxury, but danger. The next morning, you've become Emperor Kangxi's favorite concubine. This makes you the primary enemy for other women, because now you're the most valuable target. Wang Mei approaches you and congratulates you. But the expression in her eyes isn't congratulation, it's a death threat. Congratulations, Mei Lin, she says, but her smile is fake when she says your name. I hope you can maintain this position for a long time. This is a coded message. Because here, a long time usually means a few days. The next week, your real war begins. Because being the emperor's favorite doesn't protect you. It exposes you to greater dangers. Juning, the palace's most experienced concubine and your most dangerous enemy, she's been here for 10 years and eliminated many rivals. She approaches you and offers friendship. Little girl, she says, with a tone that mimics maternal affection but has snake coldness in her eyes. To survive in this palace, you need my protection. But this protection has a price. The price is reporting everything you say in the emperor's presence to her. In essence, you'll be her spy. If you refuse this offer, you die. If you accept, you betray the emperor. The result is the same in both cases. Death, but you find a third way. Accept Juning's offer, but give her false information. This is a very risky game, because if caught, you'll be tortured to death. 2 weeks later, your plan works. Juning earns the emperor's anger due to the false information you gave her. That night, Juning disappears, but this victory makes you even more dangerous, because now other women understand how dangerous you are. The 3rd month, you become pregnant. This is both a great opportunity and a great danger for you, because if you give birth to a male child, you'll become the emperor's most valuable concubine. But if you have a daughter, or if you lose your child, you'll become worthless. During pregnancy, attempts to kill you increase. They try to poison your food, try to make you fall downstairs, even direct attacks occur. But you're no longer just a victim. You've also become a hunter. You kill your rivals before they kill you. Li Mei tries to give you poison. You put this poison in her own tea. Li Mei dies that night. Chen Shea tries to push you down the stairs. You notice her beforehand and she falls herself. It's recorded as an accident. The 6th month, you give birth to a male child. This completely changes your life, because now you're not just a concubine. You're the mother of the emperor's son. But this power makes you even more dangerous, because now, as the mother of the emperor's heir, you also pose a threat to other princes. Prince Yinjin, another son of the emperor, and a potential rival for the throne. He sees your son's existence as a threat. He approaches you and offers peace. Mei Lin, he says, his voice not polite but threatening. Your son and my son could be good friends in the future. But for this, you must be my friend. This is a coded message. If you don't become his friend, your son might have an accident. The 7th month, you've become one of the palace's most powerful women. But this power has completely destroyed your humanity. Because to reach this power, you've killed or caused the deaths of dozens of women. At midnight, you look in the mirror. In your eyes, no trace remains of that innocent girl from your village. In her place is a cold, calculating, merciless woman. Is this woman you, or were you that girl? It doesn't matter anymore, because here, the past doesn't matter. Only today and tomorrow matter. The 8th month, the emperor becomes ill. This creates great panic in the palace, because if the emperor dies, a new power balance will be established. And in this new balance, who will live and who will die is uncertain. You care for the emperor during his illness. This brings you closer to him. But at the same time, it makes you a bigger target for other rivals. Mei Lin, says the emperor in his final days of illness. You are my favorite concubine, but after I die, you will follow me. This is not a prediction, but an order. Because when the emperor dies, his favorite concubines are buried with him. The 9th month, the emperor dies. Either you'll be buried alive in the emperor's tomb, or the new emperor will show mercy. But the new emperor Yongzheng is not your son's father, is Prince Yinzhen, and he sees your son as a threat. Mei Lin, says Yongzhen in a cold voice. My father loved you very much. But now, what do you represent to me? Asterisk, this is your final test. Because the answer you give will determine the fate of both you and your son. You're now 17 years old. But the experiences you've lived have aged you like a 50-year-old woman. There's no youth in your eyes. Only the struggle for survival. Sure. Majesty, you reply with neither pleading nor fear in your voice. I am whatever I represent to you. If I'm useful to you, I live. If I'll cause harm, I die. This is my fate. Yongzheng is impressed by this answer, because you're no longer a woman who acts with emotions. You're a politician who acts with cold calculations. Very well, says Yongzheng. You will live, but your son, it's a different matter. This is the most horrible moment of your life, because now you have to choose between your son's life and your own life. Your Majesty, you reply, with no emotional tremor in your voice. If my son is dangerous to you, he's dangerous to me too, because I am in your service. These words also kill the last remnants of your humanity, because you're agreeing to your own son's death. Yongzheng is pleased with this cold pragmatism, because he likes calculating allies, not emotional women. The 10th month, your son has an accident. It's just a 10-month-old baby, but he dies by falling. Okay, you don't even shed tears at his funeral, because tears are a sign of weakness here. That night, when you're alone, you cry silently. But these tears aren't for your son, they're for losing your own humanity. The 11th month, you've become one of the women Yongzheng trusts. But this trust brings greater responsibilities, because now you're responsible for training newly arrived young girls. A 15-year-old girl, newly brought from her village. Her name is Xiao Mei. Just like you 5 years ago, she's scared, helpless, innocent. Sister, she says to you, with hope in her eyes. Is this place really as beautiful as described in the palace? You look at her. In her eyes, you see your own past. But you no longer feel the pain of that past. Yes, you reply, with no emotional tremor in your voice. This place is very beautiful, but beauty has a price. Are you ready to pay that price? Xiao Mei doesn't understand your words, because she's still innocent. But you'll have to make her part of the system too. This is your final transformation, because now you're not just a victim, you're part of the system. You'll have to crush. New girls, just as you were crushed. The 12th month, you're now 18 years old, but a spiritually dead woman. When you walk through the marble corridors of the Forbidden City, there's no vitality in your footsteps. You've become completely integrated into the system. But tonight, something unexpected happens. Xiao Mei approaches you and whispers, Sister, I want to escape from here. Will you help me? This is the final test for you. Because now, you'll either protect that innocent girl or surrender her to the system. You look at Xiao Mei for a long time. In her eyes, you see your own past. But you no longer feel the pain of that past. Escape, you ask, with neither surprise nor understanding in your voice. Where will you escape to? House. Is there anyone outside who will accept you? These questions break Xiao Mei's spirit, because she realizes the truth. There's no escape from here. But sister, says Xiao Mei, with tears. Weren't you once a village girl too? Didn't you want to escape? This question shakes the last remnants of humanity in your soul, because yes, you once wanted to escape too. But now those feelings seem very distant to you. Xiao Mei, you reply, with neither warmth nor coldness in your voice. Escaping means dying. Staying here means living. To live, you must kill your old identity. These words are the essence of your philosophy, because you've killed your soul to survive. Xiao Mei doesn't understand your words because she hasn't reached that point yet. But she will. Because this system changes everyone. That night, when you're alone, you think about your old life in the village. You try to remember your mother's face, but it's getting blurry. You try to hear your father's voice, but now there's silence. The 13th month. Xiao Mei appears before the emperor for the first time, but she doesn't listen to the advice you gave her, because she's still trying to be herself. In the emperor's presence, Xiao Mei makes a small mistake. She makes direct eye contact. This is a deadly mistake. This girl is untrained, says the emperor in a cold voice. Who is supposed to train her? You stand up, because you're responsible for Xiao Mei's training. Your Majesty, you reply, with no fear in your voice. If I'm responsible, I'll take the punishment. This is your last show of humanity, because you're trying to protect Xiao Mei. But the emperor interprets your behavior differently, he thinks. You're jealous of Xiao Mei. Very well, says the emperor. You will take her punishment. But she will also take her own punishment. This also kills your last hope. Because now you can't protect anyone. That night, both you and Xiao Mei are punished. You lose a joint from your finger. As for Xiao Mei, she disappears. When morning comes, Xiao Mei's bed is empty. No one mentions her name, as if she never existed. You know you're responsible for her disappearance, because you told her the truth but couldn't protect her. This is your last regret, because you'll have to kill the feeling of regret too. The 14th month, you've completely changed. You're no longer Mei Lin. You've become the palace's most trusted woman. But this trustworthiness came at the cost of your humanity's death. Your approach to new girls is now like Zhang Mama's approach. Cold, calculating, merciless, because you have to integrate them into the system too. Remember, you tell the new girls, with no emotional tremor in your voice. Here, weakness is death. If you want to be strong, you must kill the weak. These words come from your mouth, but the person saying them is no longer Mei Lin. This is the monster created by the system. The 15th month, you're now 19 years old, but a spiritually dead woman. When you walk through the marble corridors of the Forbidden City, there's no vitality in your footsteps. You've become completely integrated into the system. But tonight, something unexpected happens. News comes from your village. Your mother has died. Your father is also sick. This news shakes the last remnants of humanity in your soul. Because yes, you once loved those people too, but now that love seems very distant to you, because you've forgotten how to love. I want to go to my village. You approach the emperor. I want to attend my mother's funeral. The emperor finds your request strange, because here, the past doesn't matter. Only today and tomorrow matter. Mei Lin, says the emperor, with neither surprise nor understanding in his voice. You're no longer a village girl, you're a palace woman. Your past no longer matters. These words also cut your last ties, because now you have no past either. The 16th month, you've become completely part of the system. You have no past, no future. Only today exists. And today, you live only to survive. But living actually means dying, because you're a spiritually dead woman. The final month, you're now 20 years old, but a spiritually dead woman. When you walk through the marble corridors of the Forbidden City, there's no vitality in your footsteps. Tonight you look in the mirror. In your eyes, no trace remains of that innocent girl from your village. In her place is a cold, calculating, merciless woman. Mei Lin, you whisper to yourself, who are you? But no answer comes, because Mei Lin died long ago. In her place is the monster created by the system. This is your final monologue, because now there's no one to talk to. When you walk through the marble corridors of the Forbidden City, there's no vitality in your footsteps. You become completely integrated into the system. But this integration means your death. You're no longer living. You're just existing. But this existence actually means dying. Because here, to survive, you must kill your soul. And you killed your soul. This is the end of Mei Lin's story. At the same time, it's the beginning of thousands of women's stories. Because the system constantly seeks new victims. Every new victim experiences the same transformation. From innocent village, girl to palace monster. This is the hidden truth of the Chinese Empire. The screams of thousands of women echoing through the marble corridors of the Forbidden City. But these screams are no longer heard, because there's no one to hear them. Only marble walls remain, and they don't speak. Mei Lin's story ends here. But it must not be forgotten that her story is not just a story. This is one of history's darkest truths. Because power kills humanity, the system changes everyone. Mei Lin is not just a victim. She's also the monster created by the system. And this is perhaps the most tragic truth.